we are live. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for one more time here, live on the play on YouTube. I am Swishball, your host for this evening. Thank you all very much for joining me. For those of you who've been here before, welcome. For those of you who haven't, welcome too. So, this is going to be our first look at the PlayStation 5. We had a very brief sojourn earlier on today where I did a quick test stream, and hopefully you're all going to be seeing this in full 1080p glory at 60 frames per second. And the chat box is open for all you people out there to get involved and say things as they are. So, with that in mind, we're going to start by playing the free game. This is Astro's Playroom. I've been having a lot of fun with this so far today. A game I've really found a hell of a lot of fun. All different kinds of styles to it, with many approaches that are very unique. So, we're currently in control of this savvy little dude. Really marketable looking style. This game surprisingly can be a little bit violent because you can do this. They don't do anything for you. It's all about testing the new, as they call the new DualSense controller. So the idea is that you've got different things you can do with it. You can do simple things like that, which is grabbing buttons, pulling away, but you've also got more use of the actual controller's touch controls. Now check out this lovely little Easter egg here. Anyone recognise this dude? If you like big swords and gun action by Capcom, you should recognise that. There's tons of Easter eggs of that nature in this game, because this is very much Sony's love letter to their history and their future. So we've got a load of little features like all the little logos for the PlayStation symbol on all the floras and everything else around. And we've just got some lovely little Easter eggs, so let's all join in and join them together. We are going to be playing a few more of the modern games after this. One of the things we will be doing is checking out Spider-Man Miles Morales. That has been installed. That's waiting to go. So you'll all be able to enjoy that with me as well. I'm going to say, this is an exciting period for me because I've never actually done a new generation right from the start. I've always been late to the party. I've never been there on launch day. Now, yes, there's those of you out there who go, well, launch day was last week in America and Australia and a few other places. And yes, it was. However, I'm not in those countries. I'm in the UK. And therefore, that means today is very much launch day. And it's been a lot of fun. Oh, shocker. Yeah, you can't punch him. You have to be able to get him across from the top. Otherwise, you are going to struggle. So, yeah, that didn't work out very well, did it? Let's try that again. This is a very Daft Punk kind of soundtrack to this game. Not quite sure why they've gone with that as their style, but I'm not complaining. And there's a bit of Wipeout for those of you who recognise that as well. Those old angular shapes, classic gaming. They're going to send him into the sun, or at least into deep space. Now, so this game itself, Astrobot, is actually a free-to-play, so you don't have to actually pay for it at all. Now this is where you can see you've got to blow on it. One floor, it's meant to use the controller, but it doesn't work when you're using a headset, so apologies for that, people. You'll just heard me literally blowing into the mic on the headset. That's one flaw for this. It's not exactly stream friendly. Not because it's a bad game, it's a fantastic game. It's just that for things like that you have to take your headset off and start again. Ooh. So what are the good features of the PlayStation 5 then? Well, first of all, it is straight into 4K. It's 2160 even P. So if you've got a 4K TV like I have, you can have it in glorious 4K. Recording clips onto it rather than streaming, you can either record at 1080p or you can record at 4K if you really want to. The only thing I'd point out there is that there'll be a lot of space taken up if you do decide to record at 4K. So I don't know if that's going to be the safest option for you. Oh, hello! We're going firing. On the PlayStation 5, not only does it play obviously the PlayStation 5 titles, it's backwards compatible with practically all the PS4 library, which is excellent for those of us who've not been able to buy all the games for the launch, such as Demon's Souls and everything else. Others simply can't having paid so much money for the console, we're not able to get any bigger library of games. So it's nice to have something else we can fall onto. And the PlayStation Plus, we've not only got a free game, which I'm going to show off next, called Bugsnax, but we also get 18 of the best PlayStation 4 titles on the whole PS Plus. At least we have to pick up the gun again. I thought I would. I'm not complaining. I'm not sure what shooting those lights does. It probably doesn't do anything. But it's kind of cool you can still do it. You can even ring their bell if you really want to. Now, one of the things I've yet to show off here is the load times and how they're massively improved on the last generation. So that's next on the agenda when we take a look at another game. But let's first of all get out of this area. So the art style for this is so cool. It's such a cute game. And I say, for a pack-in title that's cost absolutely nothing, you can't complain. If you do, I want to ask why. Why would you complain? The way the game is actually saying SSD as it goes along, it's like, just to make you aware, yes, we have an SSD. There's no hard HDD here. It's solid state now. We've upgraded. We've got better. Now, one of the things about this game that people have been talking about is you can't really describe the effects of using the DualSense controller. And I can understand why, because it is very much based off touch. For instance, when you're using the vibration now, see, to do this, I had to zip up using the touchpad. And now, this is where having a camera makes things a bit more interesting, but we're going to be taking off with jetpacks, and we have to actually use 6-axis style controls in order to change direction. But it's a lot more refined than the previous generation of 6-axis, and it's certainly better than the PlayStation 3. It has much more control to it, it's much smoother, much more accurate in terms of this thing. And this one here, using different shoulder triggers to put different levels of thrust on to change direction at a quick win, is pretty nice. And the controllers are triggers are so precise in terms of the haptic feedback. You have real ability to keep a lot more steady control with your thrust. So you can see here how I'm being a lot more steady and stable. That's because I've got full analog control, full haptic feedback, which is enabling me to be really careful with the arm pressure that I'm applying to each and every individual movement. So that feels next generation. Compared to the PS4 controller, where it still had very good shoulder triggers, don't get me wrong, the triggers for the PS4 were fine. This feels even better. And the snug fit of this controller is much, much, much better. That extra little bit of space at the bottom for your wrist control is just so much more easy to follow with. So much easy to get your head around. I'm not finding it as difficult or uncomfortable to control. And I'm loving all the little Easter eggs, like the way the plugs there form the 4 buttons of the PlayStation. In the circle, the cross, the triangle, and the square. This is one of those games where you do have one-hit deaths, but fortunately you don't have actual lives, so it's not like you're constantly on a quota to know just how much you've got. You're not constantly paying attention to that, you're moving around as you go. That's the sound of my phone pinging in the background there, which tells me that I've received a notification for another... Oh, and I've been literally taken apart, which is frustrating. Never mind. So then, let's get off this level, and then I want to go and explore the next part of this in the base part of the game. Because I want to show something rather neat little tricks for this, assuming I can get past this level. I mean, I can always go back to the hub at any time, but I want to get through this. Very much a case of finish what you start, as they say. It's always old-fashioned to do it that way, but it's the right way. And that's where the DualSense haptic feedback is really useful, because you can get suddenly very high pounds of pressure. And now, unbelievably, we have a boss. It's a puzzle boss, admittedly. Ah, and the bomb blew me into the electrics. That's frustrating. Can't believe that happened. I got blown into the electric wall. That's so annoying. Oh, once again, wasn't paying attention. Well, you can see that the immediate speed, we're back into the game. There's no loading, really, because of the solid state. Oh, I didn't move in time. I was trying deliberately to get him to do that so I could sneak past him and drop down to activate the next bomb, but I wasn't in time. And there we go, that's the boss defeated. And in terms of this, some more Easter eggs, look at this. Bot of War. With the old CRT TV, so they're embracing the old technologies we used to have. Now, doesn't that make you feel nostalgic, that sound? Because and the great thing is, with the 6-axis, you can actually turn it upside down and take a proper look at the model of the item. It's cool. Because this game is very much a celebration of all the history of PlayStation. So you've got here all the original artifacts, and a nice little touch is this. You can actually interact with the items and turn them on and do things with them. I'm not quite sure why it yeets them into the sky. So I could do that all day. And then this one, he's like, I was inside, very weird. On the PlayStation 3 side, meanwhile, how cool is that? Bot charted. There's no Nathan Drake here. And then we've got the eject button on this side. I just think that's really cool. It's just so nice to see. Whoa! But my favourite of all these Easter eggs is actually in the VR, because even though that's recent tech, I do love that little feature there. It comes on and you actually have footage of the game played through VR. Okay, it turns out my messages appear on TV screen as well as on there, so I wasn't aware of that. So that would be a feature of not activated on my stream. That's kind of useful. So yeah, Chris saying check out the first area. Apparently it's not that much of a spoiler and it's very fun. If you're talking about the area downstairs, then let's give it a shot. Nice little feature here, by the way, people. Do you recognise the shape of those fans? Yes, essentially this game is the inside of a PlayStation 5. One of the neat little things you can do is interact with this glass here. So if you do this, he gets frustrated and cleans it off. If you try to punch it, he puts you in your place and goes, I don't think so, don't do that again. Oh, Wild Arms! Oh, nice! Oh, Wild Arms, that's an amazing reference. For those of you who don't know Wild Arms, that is one of my favourite JRPGs of all time. It's actually from the PlayStation 1, and is easily one of the best. Oddly enough, you shoot all these enemies, they all start worshipping you. Ooh. Okay, what's going on here? We've opened up a new area. What? 1994? What? Okay, that's awesome. Demo 1 with the old CRT TV, and then stairs made out of classic PlayStation 1 memory cards. That is so cool. And now we're onto a disc. Whoa. We've got a weird dark wave kind of soundtrack here. A bit doomy actually, surprisingly. Very doomy. Is this meant to be like a Silent Hill reference? I'm not entirely sure. Change the camera. Oh, not what I need. Do not want none of you guys. Get out of here. Okay, now we're on the memory card stairway to heaven, it would seem. Huh? That's an old style RPG grid. Oh, no way! The Tomb Raider boss! Oh my god, the Tomb Raider Rex! Oh, that's amazing! Ah, and then I got roasted by that thing. Oh, we're still alive though, we can still keep going. We're not done yet, I'm used to one-hit deaths on this game. Ah, and then he attacks again with the same bite, okay. With these green and red and yellow things, I'm getting a very Among Us vibe about this. Not sure you're supposed to get that vibe, but I'm not going to complain. And then hit it in the eye to annoy it. Oh. Okay, I'm liking this. This is old school in the best way possible. This is fantastic. And I like the fact that, I don't know if you noticed, but the screen even goes 4:3. So it actually goes back to the original PlayStation format. Yeah, Chris pointed out the low-res bandit versions of the baddies as well. Absolutely, it's so cool. Neat little Easter egg, that's fantastic. Nope, is that... Oh, there we are. Smack him in the eye and carry on. Yeah, well, if you go to the next bit, then I'm looking forward to seeing what's there, because it's been a lot of fun. So for a packing game, this is easily one of the best I've ever played. It's not my favourite packing game, because my favourite packing game is actually Sonic the Hedgehog. Technically that's not a launch title, but it's not the point. Just 2 hits? What's with the fans? Boss is like, did you really think it was going to be that easy? I don't think so. Okay. Oh, you gotta be kidding me! I managed to fall, but not by. I managed to fall by my own accord. Oh well, it still put me in it, so that's all matters. So we're now going to take a Mechazilla mode. And now it's got a much bigger area to buy it as well. This has all of a sudden got a very bit of a Cuphead kind of vibe to it. And I'm not sure I like that, because Cuphead was brutally hard. That works a lot better than I thought it would. For a PlayStation trophy in. Oh, platinum trophy! Yes, please! It's a tug-of-war! It's a tug-of-war between an Astrobot and the Mechazilla! Don't celebrate early! Last time you did that, what happened? Oh, okay, this is kind of cool. You can beat all the end credits. Yeah, so I guess this is the end of the game, people. Let's say for a freebie, it's one of the funniest games I've ever played. It's great. Might as well get a load of coins while I can. The credits are not enough to fight him back. Oh no, you don't. Well, the credits don't want to be beaten up, do they? So they're coming as much ammo and cavalry as they can. This is fantastic. So you're playing at the same time I was and you didn't realise that was the end credits. But it looks that way to me. Get here, you. You're not getting away with it. So yes, that's a game completed on launch day. Who'd have thunk it? Launch day and the game's finished over. That's amazing. So that's the packing game. Now what we're going to do after this is going to move over and check out Spider-Man Miles Morales, because that's a game I'm excited to play. I saw footage, in fact I played it very briefly at EGX one year. I can't remember what year that was actually, I feel so many years, many years ago now. But I remember playing it there and that's about it. Long-time partners, Square, Quantic Dream, many others, all the characters were referenced in that. There's not many Easter eggs. It's worth playing just for all the generational Easter eggs you'll find. It's amazing. It was 2018, thanks for that, Chris. I think I saw a video recently doing around to 2016 and I was like, don't remember going that early. But then again, maybe I did and forgot about it. Well, let the credits roll and we'll go back to the main front. I wasn't expecting that to be the end of the game, even though it's more techno than anything else. Seeing a lot of people at the moment who seem to be, I don't know if they're either disappointed that missing out on the PlayStation 5 or trying to be edgy, but there was someone, that's a nice little tip, thanks for that, Chris. You use the analog sticks, it accelerates the credits. Yeah, we don't care about you guys. Seeing a lot of salty comments online at the moment. I don't know if it's through people being disappointed by the fact they're not being able to get the system, or they're just trying to be edgy. Someone was saying recently that am I the only person that doesn't care about the PS5? I'm just like, well, you care enough to make a status about it. If you didn't care, why are you talking about it? Still with us, great. Have 100 cool points. 100 cool points for sticking with it. I like if they put a joke in there about people watching the credits. It's like, for a game that's so short, you can definitely see a lot of effort's gone into it. The amount of people in the credit roll here. I get a feeling these guys won't be too happy at seeing their names just evaporating up in 2 seconds. I remember an old film called Wrongfully Accused, starring Leslie Nielsen, where at one point it went, no one cares about these people, and then the credits went at like 64 times the speed for like 2 seconds just to skip past a load of people. To this day, I've never bothered to find out who it was. Probably turned out to be the main cast. Hang in there, 1,000 cool points. I don't think I'm really hanging in there if all I'm doing is skipping through it. That's not hanging in there at all. That was a lot of people. Thank you, everybody. Now there's one more person because we've not yet thanked. Thank you, the true hero Destroyer. I think the true hero is Astro Boy. He did all the hard work. I just got to hang around messing around thinking, feeling cool on a controller. We're not done yet. Now this is the PlayStation 2 era one. Give me your coins. You see, I don't know why the game allows you to do that and why you get rewarded for it. Oh wow. I think we've got interactive advertising for the PlayStation 5. I don't believe this. The cheeky mother... I spent nearly 450 quid on your damn console. And already you give me the sales pitch. They don't miss a trick, these guys, do they? Oh. Oh, sorry, buddy. I didn't mean to do that. I've just put a buddy into space live on the internet. What kind of person am I? Oh, I'll give them points. I'll give them points for cheek. I'll give them amazing points for cheek on this one. Give me your coins. Stay still, and I won't knock you into space. Yep, that's me moving the controller around as it is, now turning it over and around in my hands. Yeah, playing advertising. I mean, maybe this is their entry fee, I suppose, because the game was a pack-in title. It cost us nothing, so maybe that's maybe it's not so bad. And boom! Play has no limits trophy. There we are. The brand new PlayStation 5. That's how mine is at the moment. I've actually got it started. Number 5 is alive! Short circuit reference! Johnny 5 is alive! Oh, that's amazing! The actual reference to all things short circuit. That's fantastic. I loved those movies as a kid. The short circuit movies. So with that now set in mind, and with that set in motion, this gives you an idea of where we're at. And you can see there, basically, it tells you the progress for your trophies as you go. It's just the new HUD and cards, for those of you not seen it. And it tells you, essentially, that's how much of my playroom is built. And it also gives you an idea of how much percentage remains in certain areas. So Catching Caves is one, Turbo Trail's another. And then the others, as you can see, they're complete, so there's nothing showing there. So it's really pretty cool that you get all those features as you go on the system. But now, let's go.